Hey everyone, Ice King here, and back with AJ, and today we're going to be going over a work-in-progress video of our Orgoth and Cygnar. Let's go ahead and get into your Cygnar and talk to us about what you've been experiencing.
Okay, so last time we did an unboxing, kind of showed you some things without some paint. So I did some contrast paint here on this to show some of the grittier details. Did a pure white primer and used the Andean yellow, I think it is, for the yellow coloring, and then the Cygnar blue for the energy coils here. Then I did cold steel for the silver parts, and then a little retributor armor, and then washed the metal parts all in Agrax Earthshade. So a couple things. As I was painting the main chassis, not a lot of mold lines you can see up in this area, but even after painting gold, the retributor gold, you can still see some in this little area right here. And I think you're gonna have some stills. Other way. That? Yeah, it's not gonna be able to see it. You gotta take the stills. Also on the legs here, with the contrast paint kind of seeped into these areas around the what will be called the kneecap, and then the upper leg, and then also down here on the lower parts. So all in all, though, from a distance of what you're seeing on the camera, can't really tell. The closer you get, obviously the more pronounced they become. So it's up to you on how you want to decide. Did paint up some arms and the heads for the jack, so I'll go ahead and attach those. Let's take a look at what that looks like. They go on real easy, and as you can see, they don't really shift around even if you shake the model. And then pick a random head and stick that bad boy in there. Kind of just fits right on in there. Not as many mold lines on the arms shield areas. The shield was a little bit difficult to paint because this arm and the shield are all one piece. As you can see, getting back into that area, it's a little bit difficult. Got some other arms here. Got the javelin. Definitely a really cool part. Got the power fist. Really like the power fist. I think it's a really cool Iron Man with the glow inside there and on the exterior. So
that is awesome. That is like an oversized.
Yeah, it really
comic hand.
Yeah, it's definitely stealing from some other games. Power glove.
The hammer is very reminiscent of another game.
Yeah. So that's the painted, pretty much 95-98% complete heavy. Now I do have the others half painted right here. I'll go ahead and throw on the stand. So this one is basically just got the white primer and the Andean yellow on it. This one has less mold lines that you can see. Is that what we're going to call them? Mold lines? Or what would you call them?
Just somebody in the comments on one of the videos was saying mold lines is still not the proper term, but to be specific, when we say mold lines, we do mean print lines.
Yeah.
And we've just been hobbying with plastic for years, so mold lines and lines on miniatures is just used to what we're used to be calling them. We do know they are print lines, and that is how 3D printing is based, but it's probably a bad habit of calling it print lines or mold lines. So
on the kneecaps, like as I told you, on the heavy, you could see some print lines. On here, not so much on the little guy. So I'm not sure if they printed it in a different area where it came out, but this guy actually so far, even with the contrast paint, is showing much less lines than the heavy. Then I also have the caster done up. Again, since he was smaller, maybe he had some different printing coming out, but he had very minimal mold or print lines also. So the light jack and the caster actually, in my opinion, are better prints just because it's the lack of the print lines. And we're going to take some close-up pictures that we're going to have up.
And those will be popping up as we're talking.
Yeah. So here are the heads. Can't really see them, but all four of the heads.
Stills are right here.
And then we have the striker heads. And again, the heads, not really a lot of mold lines. So I think they did them kind of in the back there or underneath. So heads look really good. And if you want to talk about your Orgoth.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and switch to the Orgoth. Give us a second, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back with a little bit of adjustments from the camera because the sticks I have these on are a little taller than the bases because bases were doing something special. But I have been working on this candy red as the base sticks to me. No camera will ever do this justice until you see us in person with these. Because I have been loving the way this has turned out. And this is only one coat of the clear red. So I'm very early in the stages of painting. I still have another coat of clear red to do on top of this. And that'll finalize the red armor. And then I'll go in on the details. Basically, on the original Orgoth where you saw the gold, that's going to be black for us. And the original silver is what is going to stay candy red. The way I did this is actually another video on the channel. I did this with lacquers, doing black, clear gloss black, not clear black, gloss black, gold, and then a clear red, and I'll do a second clear red. To follow up on some print lines, you can see them every once in a while. Like right in here, you can see them on this. You can see them on the back, the big large pieces, basically. And right there on the back piece, right here. We're going to show some of the other models off. Overall, the print lines are not terrible. Like from this quality, you're not going to see them. But if you definitely brought this into the light, because it is so glossy, it is showing more attention to the print lines. So when you do gloss coats, it's going to bring more attention, it's going to show more shimmer and more edges. So that is one thing to be worried about. Like I can see that right there really bad. To me, I also have a nitpicky eye more than most people.
But I think the important thing is, like, from a distance of tabletop, you're not going to see the print lines.
No.
I have to actually be really close and know where they're at.
And if you, for some reason, know what these heads are called and which one's which, please do tell us in the comments.
Well, we know what they're called, we just don't know which one's which yet.
Well, yeah. That's what we need to know. Which one is which? Like, which one is this rhinoceros-looking one? Or, I don't know what this is.
Like a triceratops.
Yeah.
3 horns. So.
Or elephant, because it's just got the 2.
Right.
Regardless, that they all look good. They look really good. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Can't wait to get the second coat on and then start doing some hand painting to finalize. To get caught up to where AJ is on with his Cygnar, because I'm behind. Did want to talk about the shield thing with the other one, because the Cygnar had it too. When on the back side, it's going to be a little more difficult to get into those grooves. Now, there's not as much detail on this one as the Cygnar one, because it's just saw blade metal. But otherwise, you getting in those nooks and crannies is going to be a little interesting for most people. Thankfully, ours is just basically airbrush and done. And we'll go on to the caster real quick. See how he's turning out.
Very shiny.
Very shiny. And this is before the gloss coat. So it'll do another layer of clear red, and then we will go into a gloss top coat, and then that'll seal the red in before we go in with the acrylic hand painting. And on this guy, you can see some of the print lines on the big smooth pieces right there in the groove. But again, very minimal tabletop distance. Like here, you can't see them at all. Oh, there.
Yeah.
From here to where I'm at, which is like 1.5 feet away, I already can't see it. I just know where it's at. One more piece.
Show the double red.
Yeah, so this is a piece that we have done that has 2 coats of red. So you can see the red is a lot more rich and actually full in color. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up on those lines.
I'm not seeing them in the camera, but I can see them in real
So
life.
this is a little bit further away. This is the same, like, this would be table, like, 1.5 feet away. And then in the reflection, because of the gloss, I can definitely see the lines from here. But that is also the difference in paints. These are much different paints. These paints are meant to be on super smooth surfaces, and they're very glossy, which is going to show you every little detail. It still doesn't look bad. Like,
so I'm about a foot away from you. If I focus, I can make them out from this distance, but like if I'm just looking at it, like from here to there, can't really tell. Especially if you're not going back and forth on the light, because that's what's really bringing them out. When I try to focus on it and find them, it's the light that's reflecting them. So.
And I guarantee most shops are not going to have this kind of spray booth lighting, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that's it for the Orgoth. I did want to show off a little bit what we're doing with the bases. Did some 3D printing of our own, actually. And you can even see there is some print lines in there. But we're doing wooden bases because these are the Sea Raiders. They're pirates. So these will be wooden style bases. And these are basically just inserts we printed that'll lay into the normal base so it won't affect measurements or anything like that. So these will be painted up brown, maybe do some water effects with some clear glosses and see how that goes. But otherwise, that is it for the Orgoth.
That's it. Yeah. For now. Till next week.
Yeah, till next week. We're going to keep trying to do weekly content. Today I did a live stream on Twitch, so be sure to follow the links below to catch that. That'll be weekly. We'll either try to have a video or stream up by next Thursday. This will probably be up sometime Saturday or Sunday, so you're watching this in the future. Otherwise, you guys have a great one.